Hey, how's it going, everyone? So what am I working on now? Well, I got this 2015, couldn't think of it for a second there, 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's here because it has some shifter issues, but we have to order a shifter actually for it. It's one of those electric shifters. And but that's not what this video is in regards to. This video is in regards to that King Bolin S600 scanner, because I told you this thing actually has some pretty good features on it, and I wanted to show you what those were. This Jeep actually has 58,200 miles on it, 58,300 miles on it. And the person had spilled coffee into the shifter and it shorted it out. It still works, but it's throwing codes for the shifter itself. That's the shifter there. But yeah, so we got to order a shifter for this thing and go from there. But so anyway, here is that scanner, and it's loaded up. And I wanted to show you a few things. Like, you could do oil reset, brake reset, steering angle sensor, electronic throttle control relearn, battery maintenance. I'm not 100% certain what that is. DPF if it had it, tire pressure monitor system, and you could do ABS bleed, depending on the vehicle. Obviously, not every vehicle is going to be able to do these functions. So this is the King Bolin S600, and I'll put a link to this scanner. This thing is about 210 bucks. I couldn't remember when I spoke about this the other day exactly what the price was, but it's about 210 bucks. And if you pay attention, sometimes Amazon will have sales on these. Now, I'm just showing you the functionality of this thing, that's all. So let me go to oil. I haven't done anything yet with this particular vehicle, but let me go to oil and let me see what it shows. Oil maintenance. It may not allow me to do anything, because Jeeps, it's turn the ignition to run and key to the floor, gas pedal to the floor 3 times. Okay, so some models need to be connected to the network for special functions. Okay. So let's just see. I'm not connected to a network. Oh, see, Jeep is not. Oh, wait, Jeep might be under Chrysler. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge. Okay, I missed that. Switch ignition on. Actually, the car is running because it's hot. It's all get out. Oil maintenance reset. Okay, let's just see. Let's see what automatically search. Please check if there's any other OBD communication. Now, what they're talking about there is sometimes you have those plug-in things for like the insurance companies, or they even piggyback sometimes. So it'll plug in, but it'll have a piggyback port so you can plug in your OBD2 scanner. Don't go through those. I've had issues in the past with those where you plug in and it really skews readings and stuff. So if you just eliminate it out of the system while you're doing whatever you're doing, and then plug their thing back in. Sometimes people put tracking devices in cars that plug in there for their own personal use, mileage, like for if somebody has their own business, they do that because it keeps track of mileage and stuff like that. But anyway. So let's go back to this. So here, okay. 2015 Grand Cherokee 3.6, okay. Let's go to system selection, PCM. Okay, it'll just bring me to special function. Okay, because you're changing something in the vehicle, so it's just letting you know that it could change the state of the vehicle, meaning if you had a light on for it, whatever, it'll turn it off. Perform this function, reset. All right, so basically I'm not going to go any further because I don't actually want to reset it because we did not change the oil. So there's one thing there. Let me just see, does it come back to that screen? I don't recall. Let's go to system selection. Nope, not that. That's not what I wanted. What's manually select? Oh, okay, that's just for the actual model, stuff like that. And yes. All right, so as far as maintenance goes, let's just see what it shows here. All right, so ETS. That's for throttle. I'm just curious if it brings you back to that other main screen. I may have to get close to the building so I can... Yeah, it does bring you back. Yep, just brings you to PCM on this one. Okay, so here it brings you right to... I was unsure how that's going to do it. Performing this function may change the state of the vehicle. Please exercise caution. Okay. This feature will learn the throttle position voltages and AP positions. So the throttle position voltages and AP positions, meaning the pedal itself versus the throttle blade, because it's electric throttle. Okay, so we're not going to go any further on this. So let's go back. Tire pressure monitor. Let's see what you could do. Actually, no, let's do steering angle sensor. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Now, steering angle sensor can be very important, especially when you have stability control and stuff like that. If your steering wheel is off center, you know, say like this, while you're going down the road, if your steering wheel is off center, it might think the car is in a slide, because the car doesn't know any better. It just sees it, hey, you're cutting the wheel. So it may think, hey, your car's in the slide, because it's reading, you know, wheel speeds as being one thing or whatever, and it sees your speed, but it sees it going down the road with the steering wheel cut to one side. It thinks you're sliding. So it could activate your stability control, your ABS, and anything else. So let's just see what else I can do here. It's all the same stuff all over again. But you wouldn't be going through each and every one of these on one car. You're going to be going to one specific thing. So, ABS system. Special function. There again. Please verify vehicles on stationary let me try that again. Vehicle is stationary, it's on level ground, the wheels are straight, and the brake pedal is released. There again, the reason being is it wants to know when the steering wheel is perfectly straight. It wants to know the car is level, because that's how it determines if it's into a slide situation. And also, it wants to make sure you're not hitting the brakes, so it knows, okay, this is the scenario. So if you have the steering wheel off, it's going to screw up, you know, this test. So let me back out of this. You can also do an ABS bleed with this, which is nice. I'm just trying to get back out. Would you like to end your session? Okay. So now DPF, this does not have DPF. BMS, like I said, I'm not quite sure what that is. Let's look. Brake, this doesn't have, like BMW, certain cars will have brake wear indicators that you have to reset, and I'm assuming that's what that is. Because bleed is obviously something different. Let's go to BMS. I'm actually curious as to what that is. And there you can see the car is charging 14.7 right now. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, yep. I prefer to just go to automatic search. This function is not supported by the current vehicle. Okay, so I don't know what BMS actually is. Okay, we'll hit yes. So then we'll just go back. Tire pressure monitor. that should be so you can reset tire pressure monitors. Now, the nice thing about Chrysler, most of them, and not everybody does this, and I just don't understand why nobody else really does this, or not nobody, but as far as like Ford or GM, if you have a bad wheel speed sensor, on many Chrysler product, you can replace the sensor and drive down the road, and it'll automatically learn that sensor and clear the light. Why can't everybody do that? I mean, talk about simple. You don't need special tools. You know, well, you do, because you got to break the bead on a tire, but you don't need like a special TPMS, you know, scanner and stuff like that, which I don't have. I don't bother getting into stuff like that. It's just not worth it for me. So here, let's just see what this shows. Some vehicles you do have to learn the model. It gives you like an identification number with the actual tire pressure sensor. So sometimes you do have to go in and actually enter it. So if for some reason it didn't accept you going down the road and it didn't automatically read it, you may have to go in and actually manually enter it. Yeah, see? Program. So it gives you the option of doing it manually. We don't need to do this. Let's just see what it shows. Okay, so I'm not going to go any further because I honestly don't want to take a chance of setting anything off. If this was my own car, I wouldn't care. But since it's a customer's car, I don't want to do that. So we're just going to go back, 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 back. Yes, yes. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's just see what it shows in brake. I'm pretty sure it's not going to allow me to do anything, because these do not have brake wear sensors. Yeah, see, it's not supported. So for a $210 scanner to give you those abilities to actually go in and reset all of that stuff, I think that's pretty darn good. And it's easy to get to. It's not, I mean, as you saw, that's not difficult to get to. Plus this thing does graphing and everything else. The only thing I wish they would give you is a longer cable. Because especially if you got to do stuff underneath the hood, you don't have a long enough cable. You know, it's like, because sometimes you got to work underneath the hood and then look at the scanner to see what's changed, what's happened, stuff like that. So that's a little bit of a pain. But there, I'm happy with that. I think that's pretty darn good. And I mean, for what you get, it's nice actually. Let's just see something here. I didn't do all the functions on this thing. There's settings. I gotta have to set this up for the shop so I can you know, have Wi-Fi and everything else. But I think I'm gonna leave this video at that. I'm not gonna go any further than that because the video is gonna get too long. I like to keep things, you know, 8 to 16 minutes maybe. But yeah, so hopefully you got something out of this. I'm gonna actually speak because like I told you in the past with this scanner, I got my launch scanner through King Bolin on Amazon. King Bolin and launch are like intertwined. And King Bolin is actually the seller of this, so it's basically you're buying factory direct. This scanner also comes with lifetime free upgrades. And you don't have to send it out or anything. You just, as long as you're hooked to the internet, you can upgrade it. It's pretty simple. It's just, you can press a button, let it do what it's saying, and it'll upgrade itself. But anyway, they got in touch with me, and they asked me to review this scanner. So yes, they sent me this scanner. I get asked to do reviews for a lot of different things, and I don't do it. I won't take money for stuff like this. You want to send it to me and let me review it? That's fine, and I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to say, hey, this thing's good, this thing's not good. And so far, this thing's been pretty good, especially for the price. $210? Come on, how can you go wrong? That's pretty good for all its capabilities. Yes, it's not as capable as the $460 scanner that I have. That does a lot more and it has a bigger screen. But this, for a home person, and you're just doing your own couple of cars or whatever, maybe you do a car here or there for other people, this isn't bad. It really isn't. It's I'm liking this. But anyway, so like I said, they wanted to pay me to do this. No, I will not take payment. I refuse to take payment because I want to be honest about it. And I feel if I was to take a payment from somebody, then I feel that would skew my thoughts behind it. So, yeah, there's a couple things I would improve on this, but all in all, I think this is pretty darn good. And I'm going to contact them to see if there's any way I can get a discount code for this. And if I can get a discount code for it, then I'll add that into the description. So I will put a link to this as the first link in the description of the video. And let me try and get in contact with them, see if I can't get some kind of a discount code. If I can, I can. If I can't, I can't. So, all right. That's it, guys. Hope you get something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.